few years we've been together. I'm a native German, he's a native Italian, and together we speak English. So we do have a lot of fights about language.
Sometimes we don't really understand each other due to the cultural and language barrier we have, right?
Vocabularies we use.
Yes.
And just friction that arises because of it. Because sometimes he uses the wrong word and I must decipher what he actually means. So it takes me a lot of work to just decipher instead of just like, come on, dude, just say the word.
Yeah, and sometimes for me it's just better to say the Italian word instead of just trying to think and find the correct English word. And actually I do remember that we did a big fight over miscommunication or misunderstanding when I meant something and you understand something else. You know, do you remember it was 3 years ago, I think, and we were in Malta. We were at that restaurant, the one close to our house, the one on the left, the Mamma Mia restaurant. And
In St. Julian.
in St. Julian, yes. And I saw that beautiful mother, and I just say, ah, look, there is a MILF there. And you know,
Yeah.
for me, a MILF is just, I mean, I thought the MILF was a attractive mother, and I didn't know what was really the meaning behind the word.
Yeah, and it was so random. And in that moment, I was just like annoyed by the fact that I knew he doesn't really know what it means.
This was
So
really
I
what you
wasn't-
thought?
Yeah, I think so. I was just annoyed about the fact that he was using it differently and knew that he didn't know the meaning.
I mean, I think your first reaction was just being annoyed about me using the word because you thought indeed that I meant what the word meant, what the word means, which is mother, I like to
Yeah.
fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I still do remember that we had a big fight over it.
We did.
Yes, and that we had many fights over miscommunication. And it is something that interracial couple, they don't speak the same native language, go through every day, you know.
And the thing is, like, oftentimes you don't really notice it until a crack point where you're like, talk about it and you're just, oh, that's what you meant.
Yes,
Like,
sometimes
it
are very
take-
subtle, you know.
So, yeah, a lot of issues arise because of it.
And a
So
lot
what's
of-
the solution?
And a lot of frustration, actually.
Yeah. For me, the frustration comes from that very often he uses different words or words that don't exist. And I know which word he's using. I just thought of an example from the other day. He was like, oh, look at those skulls.
I say calves.
No, he said skulls.
Okay.
And he meant the runners' calves. And he still says it wrongly. But it's just like I have to put in the extra effort to decipher what he actually means. So then this kind of imbalance is created. Well, it feels like it, that, you know, I have to put in more work, or other times he feels he has to put in more work to understand me.
Yeah, but you know, I don't even do it on purpose. And sometimes I don't want to think to find the word, and other time I do not know the word at all.
Yeah.
And those few times, I rather just use the Italian word, you know, because for me, it just takes less effort to just find the correct Italian word. And eventually, she had to learn different Italian words, which I'm using on a daily basis because
Basta, smettila.
Yes, because I'm either annoyed because, you know, sometimes when you get annoyed, angry, or whatever, you're just gonna use your own language instead of just.
So your own language is more gesture, right?
No, I'm not talking about that. Also, we can talk about this later. By my own language, I mean, you know, those certain words that you rather just say it in your own language than in English. For example, for me, I just said it, for example. For example, it's like for example, example is an Italian word. For example, for me, can be basta, mamma mia, andiamo, smettila, and those same words sometimes are just a trigger for us, you know.
And they can also, in different situations, mean different things for you. So sometimes you mean them in a lovely way, and then when we're in a fight, with gesture, it becomes
A trigger,
negative
as
to
I
me
say.
and as a trigger.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm Italian. I'm proud to be Italian, black Italian, I would say. And I do use my hand gesture a lot, and sometimes I overuse it, I would say. And during misunderstanding, fighting, discussion, so on and so forth, using hand gesture can just over amplifying whatever message I'm doing, whatever action or message I'm trying to tell you, which gonna just make the message even heavier, you know.
Yeah, it would maybe be easier if we both would be from a like southern region. So if I'd be from Spain, for instance, I'd also be using a lot my hands. But yeah.
But it's not true, because if I had some wheels, I was a car. I would be a car, right? It's a way of saying, if I had some wheels, I would be a car. Besides, I don't have wheels,
okay.
I'm not a car. So sometimes we don't have, or we are not talking the same language. So it's just a point to say that this is not a reality right now. And I think everything just boils down on us understanding each other, be patient, over communicating sometime, and really trying to put ourselves in the partner shoes or not.
There was also a thing you used to say. You didn't used to say putting yourself in the other person's shoe, but what did you say?
Yeah,
what was it?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, in the other person's like house or something like this, and I was just like, wait, what? But yeah, so everything has two sides. So gesture also, it can become something very negative at times, and also it can be something very positive. So
But as we were saying, everything comes down to patience and understanding. A lot of patient understanding that I have to have towards you,
but
and
people
you
also
have to
must
have
have the
towards me.
willingness.
Of course. I mean, the willingness has to come, has to be first anyway. It has to be in the foundation anyway, because if you're not willing to be patient, you cannot understand, you cannot listen, you cannot do nothing, no?
And how can you become, what would be helping to be on the same page so that both persons arrive at the same page, at the same level of willingness, kind of?
I mean, I think the both person, in the relationship, in the partnership, they must meet at the same level. Not somebody giving more and the other person not giving a fuck about it. Both being willing, both being open-minded, both being open to work towards improving every day, instead of just being stubborn and just keeping the same mistake and just going through and hitting the head over the wall over and over again.
So you think, like, for instance, when you're dating anew, if you're dating someone in the beginning stage, like, it's beneficial to ask all these questions and to kind of go that deep and to figure out, oh, is that a person I can go deeper with? Is this a person I can have deeper conversations with? Or do you think it's kind of doesn't really matter and you're gonna figure it out?
I think for the first date, the first date is still too early anyway.
First 3 dates.
Still too early. Eventually you're gonna find out, and hopefully you're gonna make the right call to move forward or to just step aside. And you guys, did you have any experience with a partner or friends which doesn't share your native language, and you had fight, discussion, or misunderstanding?
Funny words coming
Yes,
out.
if you had it, put it in the comment.
Yeah, let us know.
So thank you very much for sharing this bedtime story with us, and see you in the next video.
See you in the next